Do it live. We'll do it live. We'll do it live. Why do they always make... I don't like the new snipping tool. I don't like it. Not one bit. Not one bit. Are we live now? Are we live? Live in the chat. Boom! What's up, sons? It's Blind Rod with Son of a Tech once again, and welcome to yet another crypto mining morning show where we don't drink coffee, we drink gamer sups. But not really, I'm actually drinking a Monster today. But I do drink gamer sups. My favorite flavor is blue raspberry. Use promo code SOAT when purchasing and use cryptocurrency to get a free shaker. All done. We have a different sponsor today, boys, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. But before we get into that, let's talk about the topics today. We're going to be talking about Chia project, basically stating that, quote, the goal is to create a decentralized, centralized database, because, you know, that makes sense. Then we're going to be talking about Chinese miners moving to the Americas. And we are also going to do some research on a proof of work coin that is currently pumping and showing as very profitable today, Zero. It's actually just zero coin. We're going to be talking about it. I don't know much about it, so we're going to kind of research it and try to figure out what it is and if it deserves the pump that it's been getting. But before we get into all of that today, here is a word from our sponsor. Today's sponsor is CDK Deals. You can now purchase Windows 11 keys through CDK Deals. To activate, it's as simple as clicking the link in the description, going to the website and clicking Buy Now. Then click Sign Up for an Account, type in promo code SOT20 and click Submit Order. From here you can pay with FastPay, PayPal, and credit card. Once you have completed the purchase, the key will be located in My Purchased Orders. Click View Keys and Codes, click Get the Key, and copy the code. Search for activation settings, click on Change Product Key, use Ctrl-V to paste the key into the box, click Next, click Activate, and no more pesky watermark. Don't forget to click the link in the description and use promo code SOT20 when purchasing for 25% off. Welcome back. That's not a new sponsor. They've been a sponsor for a while. We just had a hiatus with them, but they're back in it. If you guys want to purchase Windows 11 keys, it works really well. So I fully vetted and tested that one. I've done other key vendors that did not work well, where they make you like call Microsoft. It's a disaster. So we didn't do those ones. There is some discussion on, you know, where they get the keys from, etc. You know, it is what it is. I can try to do more and more research on that side of things if you guys think we need to. But I did already have a commitment of, I think, 2 more after this one, and then pretty much good to go there. Let's hop into today's first topic, which is coming from Bloomberg Live, and is Chia project president and COO discusses their newly announced partnership with World Bank. Quote, the goal is to create a decentralized, centralized database. Every nation's carbon registry can come together in a single place. All right, let me close that. All right, so let's go ahead and listen to what they have to say from the horse's mouth, and then we'll kind of talk about it. Obviously, this even just sounds weird.
You have just announced, you're announcing today about the World Bank partnership, which sort of goes in line with what Chia is touting. Talk about that and sort of how that is going to have an effect on, you know, lowering emissions, which we're all trying to strive for.
Yeah, this is a really interesting program by the World Bank. We're really excited to be a technology partner to them with, you know, the entire world, frankly. It's creating a public good, which is the climate warehouse. And the idea behind the climate warehouse is to create a, you know, and I love blockchain this way, decentralized, centralized database. So the idea is that every nation's carbon registry, every existing carbon registry can come together in a single place, be able to report the kind of history of carbon credits, and then be able to track and audit them as they're retired over time to really address the double spend issues. Has this carbon credit been retired twice? Can we make these markets now cross-nation and cross-border? And we will be continuing to work on that with some additional announcements we'll be making over the next month or two. But the whole hope here is all of the great things about a blockchain. I mean, it's permissionless. So, individual nations, individual carbon registries kind of have equal footing inside that. It's using a new piece of technology we call data layer, which allows you to have kind of a set of federated databases where, say, one country owns one table in that database. And so that's where they're going to update and change their carbon credit counts. But everyone else can see when they update and cryptographically prove that they're downloading the right update from each of the databases, and all stay in sync. What's on chain is just the audit material. So the chain publicly, continues to be able to be easy to be synced to 400,000 people. But then in the background, they're going to create websites and other things where you can really programmatically guarantee that, yes, this is country X's entire carbon registry. These are the changes over time.
Okay.
You have just announced, you're announcing today about the World Bank partnership, which sort of goes in line with what Chia is touting. Talk about.
So, okay. So let's go ahead and get into the article as well here, because this is a lot to go over, right? Because it's not necessarily that they're creating. All right. There's a lot to parse out here. So it's not like they're creating like databases for, let's say, like banking or something along those lines. It seems like they're creating a database for a carbon registry. So it does. They also on chiaplot.net, which we have had him on. He's pretty unbiased. Chris Dupree's. You should follow him if you're interested in the Chia project. He is definitely covering it, I think, the best at this point. But essentially, he does have an article up right now about Costa Rica announcing that Chia Network will be its climate blockchain technology partner. Costa Rica and Chia Network have just announced via press release that they will be partnering on an open source software platform to share with other nations in order to improve the management of their climate inventory software. This announcement comes just days after the announcement that the World Bank has selected Chia as their blockchain technology partner for the Climate Warehouse program. Both of these programs are in support of the Paris Climate Accord. So essentially what you're looking at is a pretty big sponsorship or partnership, with for Chia with World Bank to essentially, I guess, track, the emission or climate change, right? Or basically, I guess, emission credits and such on a country to country level, right? So, the US gets, on the blockchain, they record like how much, emissions and how well they're doing with, I assume the Paris Climate Accord is essentially what's going on here. This it goes on to say, this partnership is exactly what the people who have been interested in Chia are hoping to see: environmentally sustainable blockchain development. Chia seems to be firing on all cylinders this year, and these are pretty major announcements. Chia Network seems pretty excited too. From Gene Hoffman, quote, "We are honored to partner with Costa Rica, the recognized leader on climate action and driver behind the Paris Agreement, as another key link to an open source blockchain as a tool for greater global good. Realizing the platform's potential in partnership with the government of Costa Rica has been one of the most exciting ventures to date. We hold the country's leadership in the highest esteem and are committed to continuous management, delivery, and access to nations reshaping their climate initiatives." So, there's not like a ton of comments. Obviously, people are worried about the price. They're like, "Oh, look at this. The price looks good." And it looks like somebody's asking about farmers and nothing really else. So there's really, I guess this isn't as covered as much as you would expect it to be. So we are covering it. I guess this information was yesterday. So I kind of wanted to talk about it because this is kind of the biggest news to come out of Chia in a while. The concept of like a decentralized, centralized database seems to be more marketing speech than anything else, in my opinion. The way it functions is a little confusing to me. I know we were listening to him kind of describe it, because essentially you're going to have like a registry that covers your carbon emissions that basically everybody can look at, and then that's going to be stored, on the Chia blockchain, I assume, right? And I don't know. I mean, I think if you're looking, if you're invested into Chia, this sounds good, and hopefully you'll get a pump out of it. Is this the technology that I thought that would get applied for Chia? Not really, not necessarily. I didn't really think that it would go in this direction, but I guess it kind of makes sense. To me, it feels, once again, more like a marketing thing than anything else at this point. But that is a big partnership for sure. I'm going to be interested to see how it gets shaped out. Maybe you guys in the comment section will know more about how this functions and why it's important, at least from a grand scale, or how it actually applies and helps with, I guess, the carbon registry. Which already, anytime you like put registry in anything, I get I'm too libertarian for that. I start getting all like antsy. Like, registry? Nah. What do you? I don't want to register anything. Get out of here with that business. Get out of here with that business. All right, let's go ahead and talk about Chinese crypto miners moving to the US. I'm going to move my camera again. Eventually, I'll stop moving it. I promise. I'm just going to put it up here. I don't know. I really don't know where to put the camera. All right. Just whatever. So this is coming from CoinDesk. Chinese crypto miner The Nine expands in the U.S. with Compute North deal. The company also has plans to add 14,000 miners with other hosting partners in countries including Canada. Coming to America. The Nine has signed a 32 megawatt mining capacity deal with Compute North to deploy 10,000 miners in the U.S. The high-end S19J miners will be online in the second quarter of 2022, the Shanghai, China-based miner said in a statement. The company also plans to add 14,000 miners with other hosting partners in countries including Canada starting in December. With all 24,000 miners online, the company expects to have a hash rate of 2,160 petahash a second. The move is the latest in the great migration of China-based crypto mining companies moving into other regions, particularly North America. On October 19th, Singapore-based miner Atlas Mining signed a 100 megawatt deal with Compute North to expand its U.S. mining operations as well. How about we do that math? You guys want to do the math? How much is that? So we are looking at all 24,000 miners total. So the 10,000 going to the U.S. and the 14,000 going to Canada. We got 2.16 petahash per second. Let's go ahead and just let's just get in here real quick. Let's see. Should we go to? We'll go to A6. We got SHA-256 here. How do you even type out what's gigahash to petahash? God dang it! Hold on. It's fine. I got. Let's do that. Maybe this way. Miners. S19J Pro. Where is it? Did it say the S19J? Yeah, S19J. Not the Pro, just the J. Right here, this 110 terahash. Boom. So we got... How much is that? 31.49 a day. Get that calculator going. 49 times 24,000, right? 755,000 US dollars a day. A day. I don't know if I'm going to survive as a miner, boys. I got a scale. Who wants to give me enough money to build a mining farm to compete? Holy moly. What would it take, right? So what would it take just from a management perspective to run a farm like that, right? So if you like think about it from like, obviously power is going to be a problem. You're going to have to work directly with like a power company direct off the grid for them to deliver the power. And then like, are you even capable of doing generators if it goes down? If the power goes down? Is that like at 32 megawatts, can you do that? Right? And then from there, you got to talk about like networking. You got 24,000 miners, so you're going to need like 24,000 ports, Ethernet ports, just in general, right? You have to run and pull all that cable. It's going to take forever. Forever. You have one go down, you got to have somebody on site 24/7 ready to go. Ready to go and get that miner back online. You got cooling issues. Obviously in Canada it's going to be less. That's probably why there's more in Canada and less in the US. It's not as important as people like to make it out to be, because obviously as long as you get the airflow, you're good to go. But that's going to be fun, dissipating that kind of heat. And these are a lot different than server farms, right? Because like if you're talking about like a server farm or like, I don't know, something like cloud servers, like let's say like AWS or like Google or something. Yeah, they take a lot of power. Yeah, they take a lot of cooling. But it's nowhere near 32 megawatts, right? Like, or at least like power, amount of resources needed in a given stack, right? Versus the amount of power those resources require to perform whatever task you're trying to complete. If that makes sense. Now, you can fit a lot of stuff in like a blade server, and it's still, you know, it's going to take a lot of power. Don't get me wrong. I think like you could get up to taking probably 2,400 watts, right, per blade server, but that's going to power so many virtual machines. It's insane. So this is just nuts. I am curious, you know, obviously this is a move. Then we also have to talk about this move because everybody's worried about it, right? Obviously they are doing Bitcoin only, right? They're doing ASIC mining, and I know I get this question a lot, so let's just go ahead and chit chat about it a tad. And that's going to be, should you be moving from GPU mining to ASIC mining? And the answer probably isn't as simple as I would like it to be. I know it's definitely not going to be as simple as y'all would like it to be, but here's some barriers to entry that a company like The Nine doesn't have. Access to well-priced ASIC hardware. Most of us don't have that. At best case, right? And even me as a YouTuber that talks about cryptocurrency mining, not that much access to it, right? Now, in some cases, some of those cryptocurrency YouTubers like Voscoin will get a one-off, like with his partnership with Goldshell, or Red Panda Mining will get a one-off to do a review on for his channel. But those are one-offs, right? And well, I guess we've gotten one, the mini Doge from Goldshell, but like, and then if there are any decent ones that are priced decent, available to the public, they go out, they're sold out before you can really get your hands on them. So you have accessibility as probably the number one issue for growing a farm from a small miner to a big miner, right? Like that's just going to be a problem in general. One is your barrier to entry, your cost as well, not only just access, but the cost of it is way more. If you're doing a GPU frame or a rig or whatever, right, you can buy one GPU at a time, 3090, 3090, 3090, 3090. What does that allow you to do? It allows you to get used to the process of running a business, first of all. It allows you to get used to basically reinvesting in yourself. It's a good practice at a lower level. It's really the only way, I think personally, in recent years that allows the middle to lower classes to start practicing what a lot of the upper class already does, which is investing in assets that generate them revenue. And that barrier to entry on the ASIC side is much higher, right? For an SJ19, what are we looking at? Let's go ahead. I got BT miners up. Definitely use my affiliate code if you're going to purchase with them. But let's look, right? I just looked these up because honestly, it's the only place that I know that I can access where they actually ship them to me. So an S19, they don't even have an S19J. They only have the there's an S19J right there. But that's the 90 terahash. I don't know where the 110 terahash is. That's the 104. Here's the 110. That's the S19 Pro. Anyways, I don't know. You're looking at anywhere from $9,000 to 12 or 14 grand. And the one that's 14 grand does $32 a day. Like $32 a day. Hold on. Sorry. $41 a day. Let's do 14,000 divided by 41. Your ROI is like almost a year, which really honestly isn't bad. Right? Like let me be clear, in traditional markets. In crypto, especially in crypto mining right now, that ROI is long. Especially considering the fact that you're barely going to probably pay this off before the S20 Pro is out. Right? Like what's been happening is like you'll have the S9 and whatever, it bounces up and up and up. There is a possibility you buy these and then by the time you pay them off, there's a more powerful one that you're trying to upgrade to. I don't know. The path to building an ASIC farm seems very daunting to me in general, just because of those barriers. I hope that I can figure it out, but like I can't go buy. I could go buy like one. Right? So if you're looking at, I think that like for smaller miners, even now with the threat of ETH going proof of stake, I think just doing GPU mining makes the most sense. Because you can do little at a time, right? Not only that, but your resaleability means that you can resell to gamers, content creators, whatever else. If you need to liquidate your assets, they have more than one purpose. Now, if you're going to go ASICs, what are you going to go ASICs for, right? I think you have to go Bitcoin. So that's the other thing that's hard is like the L7s look really cool. If you get your hands on them, they're super profitable right now. The cadenas look really cool or whatever, right? The KDA boxes, KD5 boxes, those are super profitable right now if you can get your hands on one. But are those like a long-term investment? Then you can like the, you know, are you certain that algorithm's going to be profitable for a long period of time? And that's where you kind of start hedging your bets, and the less risky play for ASIC is going to be just Bitcoin. Because I don't think Bitcoin's going to go anywhere. The problem is as new miners come out, your miners are just going to become less and less and less and less and less profitable. The good news is in a bull run, right? So if we take a look at, let's see if I can pull it up. It's kind of hard to do this, isn't it? Because you can't really search this. Oop. Let me try to search this. S9. There we go. So, I mean, in theory, the S9 in a bull run is still making money, right? $2 a day, but it's still making money. Okay, so the worst, like the old one, $1.77 a day. You know, you have 24,000 of those. You got 42,000. Is that after power in the? Yeah, that's after power in this one. 42,000 is probably not going to run a farm that size, though. You're going to have to pay someone 24/7 to monitor it alone. So it probably doesn't scale that well, right? That's all I'm thinking. That's all I'm thinking. So there you go. It's interesting, though. All right. So let's talk about Zero. Zero. All right, why are we talking about Zero? Well, we're talking about Zero because it is the third most profitable coin on What to Mine, or according to What to Mine, right behind Flux and, of course, behind Ethereum. Now, this one kind of came out of nowhere. It is an older coin. It has been around a while. Let's go ahead and take a look at their project. About Zero. Zero offers total payment confidentiality while still maintaining a decentralized network using a public blockchain. Zero combines Bitcoin's security with Zcash's anonymity and privacy. Zero is a network operating by the three fundamental principles of technological freedom: decentralization, open source code, and true peer-to-peer technology. With privacy being a fundamental human right, Zero's trust is based on subjective valuation of human faith in mathematical algorithms, encryption, and numbers. With the three pillars of technological principles, Zero's blockchain is a peer-reviewed system of integrity. All right, so what are we picking apart here? Essentially, we're picking apart all of the buzzwords that every crypto project tries to use and therefore just gets really old as a crypto content creator. Let's talk about it, though. Obviously, they want to talk about Bitcoin security for proof of work. They want to talk about Zcash's anonymity and privacy for, obviously, the anonymity and privacy. Then, of course, they use the keywords like decentralization, open source code, peer-to-peer technology. Everything sounds super duper good. I mean, if we read this, it's like, oh, this does everything. It does everything we could ever want. And in general, I feel like every time I read a project's page, that's what it always sounds like, right? So it's really hard to dig into these things and figure out, you know, what's BS and what's not. Now, Zero has been around a while. They don't have. So when I was trying to go through to look for the white paper, I didn't see anything. There is this FAQ. Talks about the developer, talks about the mining, that sort of thing. So we should talk about the mining and such. There are nodes. So a portion of the block reward goes to the miners, and then a portion of it goes to the master noders, the noders. We have done master noding on the channel. If you'd be interested in an updated one for Zero, we could talk about it. I do not know what the profitability of that is. We could check real quick though. Masternodes.online. Is that it? Bam! I'm good. No, Zero's not listed. I don't see Zero listed. That's kind of weird. You would think that it would be listed there, but we can take a look later. I'll probably have to do like a whole video on it. Essentially, what you need to know is that it's split, right? So how does a masternode pay? For example, with 100 active masternodes and the payment of 25% each, masternode gets 25% of the block reward every 100 blocks. Then we can talk about mining. So mining is GPU mining. So we're going to pop over to here. And what you would see is, it should be, I wonder where it is. So Equihash proof of work algorithm, it's 1927, known as Equihash 0. These increased algorithm complexity well over 10 times, and a GPU with 4 gigabytes of RAM is required, and 8 gigabytes of RAM is strongly recommended to mine it. So there you go. You got, what do we got? Zpool, Zergpool, Equihub. No other really big ones going on as far as the pools go. I want to say the block reward's 75%. I'm trying to confirm that. There's less information on it than I would like. Check and see where they're trading at. Any good ones? Not really, in my opinion. Here we go. Nope. All right. Wallet options. Zero wallet. All right. Pretty boring. Boring. Let's go ahead and take a look at the medium. So it looks like the last post or the pinned post is for Wrapped 0 on Binance Smart Chain and PancakeSwap. ZFi on the Binance Smart Chain and PancakeSwap. So that's nice. Setting up and swapping 0 on Binance. So to complete this process, you'll need amount of 0 and BNB for the gas fees. Download the MetaMask extension for Chrome. Read more. So you do the MetaMask. How does this function? Connect MetaMask to BSC. All right. There's all the mainnet information. Copy the wrapped ZWR address. Okay. Which you will use to direct proceeding from your ZerSwap. Okay. And then you would send so you send to complete the swap. Yeah, okay. So you can swap it. That's nice for mining. Just a good liquidity option. So that's really good that they have that. that's a positive. Let's see what else is going on. Let's see. Yeah. This article's long. Oh, okay, so then it does the pancake swap version. You guys like pancake swap or Binance Smart Chain more? All right, ZER is now available on Binance Smart Chain and pancake swap. Oh, here we go. Here's a roadmap. That was just for Q1. Why don't we have a roadmap for what's happening right now? You go check the Twitter. No, nothing really going on. All right. So, there you go. What do you guys think of Zero? At this point, like I said, it's hard because so all of the coins like this kind of use all of the same keywords or whatever. The good news is, like I said, I think primarily is that you do have an option to liquidate easier. Now for GPU miners, part of the issue is going to be a portion of the block rewards are always going to go to the master nodes, which in theory reduces, your potential for earnings as a GPU miner, which means that it might not necessarily ever become like the most profitable thing. The other issue is that it is a privacy coin. So tracking and submitting taxes depending on your geographical location for that can be difficult, but I'm sure you guys know how to handle that. So there you go. Let's talk about the top pumpers for the day. Take a look at what they are. We got Decentralized Mana. I do not think that this is proof of work. Decentralized. Create, explore, and trade in the first ever virtual world owned by its users. Should we do a video on this? Are you guys interested or not? I'm going to bookmark it. Bookmark this tab. Done. There you go. So that's pumping. Graphics don't look that good to me. All right. Then we got the Sandbox. Which is another game. Play, create, own, and govern a virtual metaverse made by the players. Pre-register and you can buy land now. Partners include Snoop Doggy Dogg, The Walking Dead, South China Morning Post, Avenged Sevenfold, Richie Houghton, The Smurfs, Hell's Kitchen, Roller Coaster Tycoon World, Deadmau, Atari, and Care Bears. I don't want to connect to your network right now. What network is it? So we obviously have to pin this one. This is going to be a big deal, huh? And then we have Algorand. I remember Algorand. Algorand's an old one. I believe it's going to be proof of stake, though. Yeah. Did they get their DeFi up and running? Is that what's going on? Do they have a DEX yet? No. You guys don't even have a decentralized exchange yet? Huh? Psh, get out of here. Go buy Ergo. All right, Algorand pumped as well. I'm not as interested in that. What is our... Do we have any pumper for mineable coins? Not really anything I'm seeing. Engine coin pumped. Binance. All right, cool. There we go. Let's get into my farm today. We are running a little low on hash. I had to pull 2 cards out that were giving me issues, so I will be testing those. We're at 4. Excuse the noise outside. We're at 4.8 gigahash a second. We have another 200 gigahash or 2 gigahash. I wish. Yeah, sorry. Another 200 gigahash. Another 200 megahash a second on Simple Mining OS. Right now, that is putting us at, let's see, is that refreshed? I guess that should be refreshed. Feel like the profits are definitely down. We only did like $100 overnight, which doesn't make any sense. We're gonna have to figure out what's going on. But we're still sitting around that $400 a day. And we have an unpaid balance right now of $1,200. And I got 5 cards down that I need to fix this weekend. For sure. All right. That's going to cover it. Let's go ahead and get to questions for the day. We got about 17 minutes here. So ask your questions. Tagging me is priority. And then priority over that is, of course, making a donation. So if you guys would like to make a donation or whatever, the super chats, it highlights it really nice. It makes it really easy for me to see. And that's why I answer them first, because they're really easy to see. It's also much appreciated because it helps support the channel. All right. Crypto Tiger says, dude, 400 daily. That's great. How can I get on that level? Well, you got to start small. I've been going for a long time. You buy one GPU. Then you wait until you mine enough to buy another GPU. And then you wait until you mine enough to buy another GPU. And you do that over and over and over and over and over again. Preferably starting, in a bear market. But, if you're going to start, you're going to start whenever you start. And don't get scared of the bear market like I did the first time, because I probably could have built up a lot bigger by then. Eventually, with this particular farm, it's out of the realm at this point of running out of your house. So at a certain point, you will need to move out, whether that is going to be starting in a shed or moving into a facility, which we are in a facility so that we can scale within that facility. And there you go. All righty. Jay Lazar says, I hate how we have to pay tax on unrealized crypto gains when we didn't sell. Does this force you to just sell to cover taxes, or do you have another way? Right now, that my understanding, and you need to talk to the CPA or whatever and tax attorney. My understanding is that's not a law yet. Unrealized isn't a law yet. And it won't be a law for this year. So that's not something that you have to worry about right now. Paul says, I found 5 XCH blocks at maximum 30 terabytes since May or June. 3 while still pooling. Nice. That seems pretty good for 3 terabytes. Congrats. Crypto Tiger says, I sent a super chat. Can I scroll back? I don't know. I'm going to be honest. I don't know. Let me see how this functions for you guys and see if I can figure it out. It doesn't look like I have a button for it. Sorry, yeah, so wait to send your super chats for when we go into question time. That way I don't miss anything. Try to ask it and tag me, Crypto Tiger, and I'll try to read whatever it was. And thank you for the donation. Let's see. Jay Lazar asks again, don't we have to pay tax on what we mine even if we don't sell? Yeah, so there's income tax. And then there's capital gains tax whenever you sell. So whatever you mine on the day you mined it, you have the income tax. Talk to a CPA and all that to get that worked out. At a certain point, you really want to set up an LLC and have that all going through there. Random person says, move to the country, buy a hobby farm, raise your own food, and mine it out of your barn. Yep. And 400 amp service. Yeah, you will have. So you got to be careful. Moving too far out is going to drastically increase your delivery cost on power. So you need to do your research there. Now, ideally, you get to the point to where you have solar, but solar is still too expensive right now. GG says, how much do you pay for your mining facility and how much space is it? Right now, I have 1,500 square foot for $1,643 a month. Pearl Rival says, son of a tech, I missed the live stream yesterday. Is this new T-Rex update competitive with NB Miner? I have not tested it yet. Hopefully, I'll be getting to testing that today or this evening and then getting that information out to you. Yesterday was a super busy day. I was driving. I drove like 6 hours yesterday. So because I'm displaced right now, for me to do all of the normal daily tasks basically takes about, it honestly takes like 4 to 5 times as long to do anything, unfortunately. Lord Beerus says, light hash rate 3060 Ti or 6700 XT if they are at the same price. 3060 Ti is what I would lean towards, right? Because it's going to have the better memory. Let's go ahead and take a look, right? You can hop on to what to mine. But like if you did like 3060 Ti, calculate that out. What does it say? 431 a day. 343 on Zell hash. We hit the 6700 XT right there. Calculate. 349 a day on ET hash. 225 on Firo. Yeah, I think the 3060 Ti wins hands down right there, dude. Easy. GG says, do you have info about the new 40X NVIDIA cards? No, I've never gotten my hands on a CMP card. Nope, nobody ever sends them to me. Never. I've asked. I can't even find a supplier that would sell them to me. So I don't know how people are getting them. I don't know. Jay Lazar says, what would be a good way to make it through a bear market when you have to cover electricity costs and rent? Build up to where you're big enough to where you're making enough to pay it. Also, reducing costs as much as possible. Trying to get to the point of supplementing, things like solar panels, etc. Detroit Irish says, is there a way we can donate to Rocket Chat access outside of YouTube? No, I don't have anything set up for that right now. I don't mind it going through YouTube. It makes it easier. I think it helps the algorithm too. So we're good there. We have another 10 minutes. I'll try to scroll up and grab any questions I missed. Who was it? It was Crypto Tiger. Make sure you tag me. You do @SonOfATech when you ask that question again. It's hard to read otherwise. I'm just looking for @ Detroit Irish had said, son of a tech, no current roadmap or updates on social. Why is it pumping then? Are we talking about 0 or are we talking about, which one were we talking about? Algorand? I think we were talking about Algorand. Yeah, I have no idea why Algorand's pumping. They've not hit their advertised roadmap items. They don't have a current decentralized exchange available. I see no reason why they should have pumped at all. I really don't. If you own any right now, like if I owned any, not financial advice, but if I owned any of that right now from the previous cycle, I would be dumping it as quickly as possible. Cody says, can you recommend a CPU coin mine? Still mining Varus in hopes I will go up. Yeah, everything's moved to Raptorium as most profitable, and the CPU you want is the 3900X. Pearl Rival says, do you regret buying all the 1660 Supers 2 months ago? Nope, I do not. They're doing great. GG says, do you have an installation solar? No, I do not have any solar right now. It's too expensive. You can't ROI it fast enough. Purple King wants to see an IPFS tutorial video. Okay, I can add that onto my list. Andrew Bailey says, what is your XCH strategy? Are you still farming it, holding or selling? No, I haven't rebuilt any of it right now. Since I moved the farm, I've been focused on GPU mining. So there you go. Lord Beerus says, as a content creator, what do you think about the removal of the dislike button in YouTube? So they're not removing the dislike button. What they're doing is more nefarious than that, in my humble opinion. What they are doing is removing the dislike count. The dislike button will still be there. You can still hit the dislike button. However, the viewers will not see the count of the dislikes. The content creator still will see the amount of dislikes on videos. So if they were going to do it, the only reason I would support it, and I still wouldn't support it in this case, but the only good reason I could see would be to protect the mental health of content creators. This will not be doing that because the content creators will still see the dislikes. What this appears to be to me is just another way for them to pump out that media content that everybody is disliking, the mass media, the CNNs, the MSNBCs, the Fox News, the stuff that people are disliking because it's disingenuous and dishonest, that stuff that nobody wants to see, but they keep forcing it onto your feed even though you don't want to see it. They just don't want you to see the amount of dislikes so that they can trick you into believing that whatever they're saying is legitimate. Tinfoil hat. That's how I feel. I don't appreciate it. I want the dislike number back so I know that if the content is good or not, or valid. That's how I feel. If we're going to take it away, you take it away completely to protect the mental health of the content creators. GG says, is it really worth to switch from QRL to Raptorium? Now may not be. I'd have to look at it. Obviously, what you saw, let's go there. Mining pool stats.stream. Let's hop into it. Raptorium, right? So if we take a look at the Raptorium difficulty chart, look at that. Spiking more today. That's going to significantly affect profitability. So if you did like QRL, difficulty is still about the same. So, obviously you're going to have to sit down and try to work out that number. But this is dangerous. You see this? 78% of the hash rate for QRL is on VoltMine. That's not good. That's not good at all. Not good. Purple Viking says, are you based in Red Pill? No, I'm just a human being that thinks. I don't know. ERT Ted, what do you think about the Big Bird satire going on? I don't know. I haven't looked into it. I don't know what that is. Eric Simmons says, with 1.7 gigahash, would it be wise to solo mine or should I stick to a pool? You would want to stick to a pool unless you're going to try to mine a smaller coin like Firo or something. Crypto Tiger says, that son of a tech, don't take it away. That's how we fight back on scammers and bad content. Well, yeah, and I'm not taking it away. But there you go. Thomas Lear says he sent a super chat, but I didn't see. Oh, you did. No, Brainy Beaver did. Oh, I'm missing some. I'm sorry. Hold on. Thomas Lear. Here we go. $5. Thank you for the $5. I'm slipping. I started mining part-time this month. My water block for the 3090 FE VRAM temps are 90C. Should you be concerned, I'll be buying an active backplate. You need the active backplate. Yeah, for sure. But 90C is extremely good for a 3090. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. That's how bad they are. That's just how bad they are. Brainy Beaver, $2 Canadian. Thank you, good sir. 350 mega hash here. Congratulations. Thanks for all the help this year. You're welcome. Thanks for the super chat. All right. Coming back down. The Algorand pump is surely due to Planet Watch using their platform heavily. Okay. Thanks for the information, Archer. An anonymous miner. Been mining QRL on 2 CPUs since your video like 10 months ago or so. Okay, cool. Yeah, right now Raptorium is more profitable. Like I said, like we showed you guys, it's starting to get, the difficulty starting to get insane. Crypto Tiger says, I agree with you 1000%. That's the only way we fight back against scams and bad. Okay, got you. Never mind. We already did that one. So Pearl says, how much do you have invested in the market altogether? I don't know. 90%, 99% of everything I own is in crypto or crypto related assets. Like I only pull out enough US dollar to pay my bills. That's it. Ted asks, I'll tag you in one of the Twitter posts. Okay, got you. Stylin Red says, thoughts on Olympus DAO? I don't know anything about it right now at this point. Lupin says, should I invest in Shiba Inu? Shiba Inu is a meme coin on the most expensive network out right now. It's a meme token on the most expensive network to trade tokens out right now. Now, you're going to waste so much money just swapping into into Inu. Like, it doesn't make much sense. At least if you want to self-custody it. I don't get it. It'll probably skyrocket and make a ton of money for more and more. It already has made a ton of money for a ton of people. It'll probably go up even more until this bull run's over. Do I think it makes any sense? It's the most impractical thing you could do. Like, it's the most impractical token currently out. First of all, it has no meaning. It has no function. And then it's running on the worst performing network currently out for DeFi. The most expensive one. The highest fees. And the slowest. I like Shiba Inu, the token, more than I like the network it runs on. Though. So, there you go. And I mine that. I mine that network. I'm just saying. It's madness. But you know what I've also come to terms with this year? It's all madness. Like nothing that is happening right now in the world, like reality has been flipped on its head. Things are just weird. Just roll with it. It's fine. Just roll with it. Brandon says you can get Shiba on Coinbase. Yeah, you can, but you don't own it. Not your keys, not your crypto. GG asked, what exchange sites do I use? I use whatever exchange sites have the coin that I want. And then I prioritize by non-KYC first if I can. And then if I need to pull out the fiat, I use a KYC. I use crypto.com specifically, personally. But you can use Coinbase. I have some money in Coinbase, or crypto in Coinbase too. But I primarily use crypto.com. Affiliate link down below. F Pro says electricity prices are up 300%. Yeah, electricity prices are going up. And that's actually super frustrating because a lot of them are going up without the control of the people. Now, a lot of that is residential because you have contracts for businesses usually. This is really where you're going to get into the point of needing to probably form some sort of business at a certain level, or basically forcing all mining to not be done at home, which is super unfortunate. Then at that point, you know, you're looking at staking, master nodes, etc. at home. I gotta go. I got jujitsu, boys. We went 2 minutes over. Thanks, everybody, for tuning back into the Crypto Mining Morning Show. We will be live once again on Monday at 9:45 a.m. Central Standard Time, 10:45 a.m. Eastern. And figure it out if you're in California, because you're probably already trying to move out of the state, so it's fine. You take care of yourself. We'll see you over here in a good time zone later. Just poking fun. I also used to live in California. Quick tip. I loved it. Weather was fantastic. It's good. It's great. And the motocross was lit. I'll see you next Tuesday.